Good morning. Well, I should say hello, but to be honest, it is very early in the morning, so that's the first thing that came to me. I wanted to make a video to do a book review for Ties That Tether by Jane Igaro. I'm really hoping that I pronounce her name correctly because it's really important for me, I feel, to do this review for this debut Nigerian author who has written a marvelous book. The book is about a young Nigerian woman. I believe she's in her very late 20s. She's a successful businesswoman, and she is a woman of her own standing, made a lot of progress in her life. Her family transplanted from Nigeria to Canada when she was maybe 6 or 7 years old. And at some point, she lost her father. And when her father died, she made a promise to him that she would marry a Nigerian man so that she would never forget or give up her Nigerian culture. Meanwhile, her mother never ever let her forget her culture. And as she got to marriageable age, her mother started parading a multitude of men in front of her, good prospective husbands, Nigerian men, someone that can keep the culture pure and her homeland fresh in her mind. Well, not so much that she was trying to defy her mother. She goes on a business trip and she meets somebody and they have a one night stand. And what she didn't realize is that the results of that situation would have long range effects. Now, I can tell you without it being a spoiler that he was not a Nigerian man. He was a white man with a Spanish background and would be the furthest man that her mother would find to be suitable for her. In any event, she figures, it happened, I'll never see him again, and I go on with my life. Okay, yes, I will go on these blind dates with these men or go to my mother's and have dinner with these prospective husbands. Well, it didn't turn out that this guy that she met would be a one off as far as meeting him for that one time and going on with her life. Because as it turned out, she goes to work one morning and there's a conference or there's a meeting in the conference room, and she goes in and her boss says, "Hi, this is so and so. He's going to work on our team." Well, the guy is the man that she had the one night stand with. So I'm sitting here thinking, wait a minute, I'm so excited about telling you about the book, the concept, the execution, the way the story went, that I should tell you that our character's name is Azair. I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing it correctly. And the man that she met, his name was Raphael. So now they're at work and she looks at him and he looks at her, but they decide to, for unspoken reason, to act as if they don't know each other. She just, okay, he's there, he's going to work with her, and she's just going to go on with her life. Well, things don't quite turn out that way because he doesn't forget that night that they had together. As a matter of fact, she really doesn't forget that night she has together. Meanwhile, Azair is fighting with her situation of love, respect, and honor for her mother and for that wish that she made or that promise that she made to her father. So she understands that she's not someone that should forget who she is or where she came from or what she will bring to her children in the future with regard to their idea of heritage. So she does her best to bypass the idea of possibly continuing an interracial relationship with Azair and finding a guy that her mother places in front of her. Now, I'm a romantic, so I could see the bond that was evident between her and Raphael, especially as they began to work together. So of course, I wanted them to get together. That's just the romantic in me. But then there was a little bit of a side story. Her job, by the way, was to pursue certain types of income for the company. And his job, Raphael's job, was to try to wipe out the bottom line and to save the company money, which means that he could cost her job. But he never fully tells her that that's what his new position is. And so they have difficulties on that level as well. So they have the difficulties when it comes to the fact that they had this one night. They have the difficulties that they're working together. She has the difficulties that she's trying to honor her mother. Then they have the difficulty with the conflict that presents themselves in the job. But the biggest conflict is that they are completely drawn to each other, despite any conflict that might prevent them from getting together. So if they have all of these conflicts, how's the story going to resolve itself? How are they going to find a way to have that happy ending that we want as a lover of romance? Because although the book is in Own Voices or a multicultural book, it's also classified as a romance. So we know that because romance is one of the genres that the book falls under, that there's going to be a happy ending. So what we're looking for is an execution that works. Now, there's a wrench in the plans, and it looks like things are not going to work out, but I won't tell you about that wrench because, of course, that would be a spoiler. So let me tell you, it was really, really a good read. And although I don't do many individual book reviews on this channel, I wanted to do this one because it's a debut title, and she's a debut author. Her last name is Igaro, but her either her maiden or last middle name is a Nigerian name that I cannot even pronounce. So Jane Igaro, great author who, as I mentioned, is Nigerian, who immigrated to Canada, just like the character that she wrote for the story. So let's see what happens to her in the future with regard to whatever other novels that she writes. By all means, I am going to follow her on Goodreads, and I am already following her on Goodreads, and I want to see what she has to offer in the future. So I just wanted to share this book review with you. The book was already released maybe 3 weeks ago, so by all means, I probably should have, not quite 3 weeks ago, a week ago, I should have probably made a video before now, but I can't let myself rest. I couldn't let myself rest without having made this video. I just feel like it should have been one that I should have made, so that's why I'm here now. So this is from Berkeley Publishing. I got it through NetGalley, so I do want to thank Berkeley for this book. The link for the book will be in the description below. As an Amazon affiliate, I will make a few pennies should you buy the book, but it won't cost you anything extra. But I did want to share that with you. So anyway, that's Ties That Tether by Jane Igaro. I will have had the book cover on the screen for the part of this video, and I just want to thank you for your time. I'll be back with more later. Bye-bye.